Here we are on day 3 of the test on test server. Um, Sorry I started a little later than what I started playing the game. So today I sent out multiple, used a lot of energy, sent out multiple things on the battle assistant, elemental, every single one of them, along with Phantom Abode doing easy 12, easy 10, and easy 8, along with hard 12, hard 10, and hard 8. Demon Fortress, I sent out all 20. I tried to send out gold above, the golden trove also, but even though I did 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, all of those on manual, I was unable to send any of these out. They still say you must do them. So the gold troves, even though I did all the ones up to 300, I was still not able to send anything out complete one time to unlock. They all still say that. I was unable to send any of them out though, so I wasn't able to farm any gold that way. And through sending all those out, you see I only got these boxes. I had 5 gold books. By the time I got home, I had 8. I did get, however, 173 silver books, which I think I had 3 when I left, or when I started the farm. I did manage to get some of these by doing other dungeons. The dungeon I've been doing that I did last night, that I'm going to go into again tonight, is this one over here, which is called Takmir's Palace. Assuming I can make it back over there. I was able to get quite a few Merlins, and he is now fully booked on his skills. However, I still haven't taken him up by Evo any. He's still at 180. However, he is at least fully booked now. As you can see, the monsters are still kind of powerful. They're one-shotting with hits on 180s and 200s, which is kind of frustrating considering before these guys I was able to beat them. I was not able to do any of my dailies that I used to do, every single one of them every day. I can't do. Let me go back to town since I got to, anyways. Real quick, Kingdom of Irtos, and I'll just go ahead and try and run these real quick so that everybody can get a ideal. The one I'm talking about is this guy here. Yesterday I was unable to do any of them, so let's see what I can do tonight with a little extra kick in the people's pants. So I also have a little bit of the 6-star golds mixed in with the 5 stars. Here's one. There's the one. Still 5-star weapon. I have some 6 stars over here, but I wasn't trying to get rid of my bonuses from the same set yet. Oops, wrong one. Start that over. I am stopped at story 12. Eliminate wind elementals because their level going so high. They are smoking my team where they didn't used to. So I believe that's going to be a problem with the massive jump in level compared to what we are now, when it comes to simply being able to do the same content that we've been doing, because now the content is so much higher than what we are. I don't believe that many of us are going to be able to do any of our dailies, if we're even able to do our warrants at that point. This is a standard daily. These guys were like 120s before. Now they're 386s, which that hit traditionally along with him would wipe the whole team. You see now I'm not able to even do anything, and they're probably going to one shot every one of my members. The only one left standing was her, which she didn't last a whole round. So, as you notice, that's really changed a lot. I'm going to take a little pause here, try and find my streaming link so that everybody knows that I am on and streaming. Like I said, we have not been able to do a lot of to test all of the content quite yet, which is why some of us are taking great pains to get as much of it done as possible. And there's on that one. Let's do test server here on Summoner's Glory Discord real quick. Okay, so both links are out. Hopefully some people will join in and give us a little bit more feedback. As I showed you, can't even do that first daily anymore. Let's go to, let's see. Okay, right here, Fenrir's Fang, which was the hardest group to beat before. And see if we can take on the Gold Gob still. Looks like he's still 210, so we should still be able to do that. Yes, and that was successfully accomplished. So we're still able to fight them 3 times. Let's go to Guild and see if they've added any or whether it's still just the same old ones. Yeah, it's still just the same 5, so you'll still be able to get this. All these rewards here. But like I said, the dailies are pretty much impossible now for my level. With my this is the same team that I've been using forever. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that one since I can't do it anyways. All those jewels are impossible to get now for me. And I'm going to try and run down here to this dungeon if I can do it without getting caught. Because as you saw, those 386s just smoked the team, which this is a very strong team, or was. And I still got to try and find this path because this is not something I've been doing. But there we are. Okay, so I've been running this on hard last night after I got off a stream. Now these are just 305s. I've been able to beat 300s, 305s, but anything 330 or higher is so powerful that it literally just destroys my team. So with that, you see that in here, your standard team that you had before can come in this dungeon. and hold its own. Mind you, I have replaced a few of the pieces, like I said, of my armor, so that probably helps out a little bit. I see that there's a few people ganging up in GV hard. I think that they could come here too. They may not know that they can come into this dungeon. I'm sure they've gone through some of the storyline by now. As you can see, the boss on hard is a little bit strong, but if you can't get hard, then go back out and do easy, because it is possible. They are a lot easier to get through. It's more like running GV hard on the older content. Easy is. This is not quite as low. Now, also with me doing all of those dungeons and stuff that I did through the Battle Master, um, none of my team, when I accepted it, I put in lower level people. Nobody gained experience off of it anymore. So you can run those all day long and you're not going to gain experience. My character got no experience from it whatsoever. Um, so yeah, all of those little characters that give experience, as far as I can tell, there's no way to use them to gain experience unless you evo them and they give experience when you evo with them. Um, it looks like they're totally useless at this point, except for just evo food, which is the same for all the S's, all the A's. They're useless except for 2, 3 evo 2s and 3s. They're about the only thing you can use it for. Because once you get to 4s, you have to have SS's to merge them all into. Otherwise, they won't let you. Now, see right here, I just got pretty much smoked. If it wasn't for the fact that I've got reflect on some of my armor, I would have got dusted. Still able to win, but Jester is nasty, because especially having 3 of him, you get a bunch of heals. If they don't die, like there you just saw, I'll probably end up, if Bloody Overlord doesn't get another run on them, they're going to heal each other up, and this fight's going to be a loss. If it wasn't for Bloody Overlord, I've seen those 3 heal each other all the way back up to maximum and dust my team. I don't know what they're running right now. Maybe they're running Nightmare or something. But I'm not above the 400 or 420, whatever it is. So I'm stuck with hards at the moment. So I don't see a point in running any of the other dungeons, since I can't kill anything above 300. And I might as well go ahead and get the 6-star golds. Well, gold stars that are purples because they do have better stats. And once I get a complete um, armor set, it may run a little bit better and I may be able to go higher. But currently, I'm just trying to get my main character, some level, which is hard because I haven't found a way to farm real good experience for her now. She's at 386. Just like when we switched from the regular servers to the test server, she was no longer 210. She went straight from 210 to 386. Meanwhile, all of my phantoms are still at 200 and 180. As you can see, Bloody Overlord's still shredding the stuff. And with Merlin being fully booked, I mean, those guys evidently gain health off of him. But he's been doing pretty good up to this point. If he was 200, he'd probably do a whole lot better. No viewers, so even though I posted in test server and on Summoner's Glory and in Icebreakers, neither group is joining to see what's going on. Hopefully they watch the video later. Now this guy doesn't seem too bad at this level, but as you can see, he's taking a pounding and just, acting like a good Timex watch. It's taking a while to beat him down. Once again, this is on hard. This is the final boss. And I've only been getting one piece of armor off of each boss. So it's taking a while. Looks like we got an armor and a weapon. But it's one piece of armor, one piece of weapon, a little bit of experience, tiny bit, $2,000 isn't much. Still 286 on here. This bar is not moving. I haven't seen it move in a while. Even though I did the battles, I did not get any experience off of any of those. I get a little bit from here from the idle run, and she gets that is the only one I've seen so far. I don't know if I'm just missing it, but I'm definitely not getting the weapons or the armor that I'm looking for. Now what I'm going to do here, since I do have some upgrade crystals and stuff, is I'm going to open these here real quick. A standard S, an A and an S, and an S. So nothing there. Still got 29 packages to up somebody's amity, but looks like I'm not going to get a chance to do any of that either on here since I'm not getting any good character drops or phantom drops, however you want to put it. Here's the current. I do have some of the artifact creation items, but nothing spectacular. Getting them really slow, getting these really slow, and I put maximum energy into each one of those today. Now this is the level 3s. The level 1s, I had barely any, so I have to give it to them. Good job there. The level 1s, I finally starting to get a decent amount from the fights. Here's 159. I may actually, be able to level somebody up to Evo 8 or higher now. So I am going to take a little bit of time here with what I do have, which truthfully, even with that 179 influx and opening 130 epics last night, I still don't have a whole lot of champions to work with, or phantoms to work with. So let's do, now those three I'm saving. These I'm going to take up because I need them to Evo him past level 8. Along with, well, these I'm going to save because I still got to Evo or take her skills up. Which I'll show that here in a minute. I'll go ahead and work on her a little bit. Dreamcatcher. Need to save those. But these ones we can take up. It looks like all the rest of these are just S's. So, I mean, the only thing they are good for is just Evoing low level. If you're just starting the game, I guess you might find a couple that are useful. Let me bring the microphone over here real quick. There we go. Now, I hope you can still hear me from far away like it was, but the S's and A's are pretty much useless except for leveling Evo 1, 2s, and 3s. Anything past that, and you have to have all SS's, which through the second stream I did on the test server, you would see that you're even with the epics, you're not getting a whole lot of SS's. Gold books, I have not hardly gotten anything when it comes to SS's. It's like all they want to give is S's. A's obviously and are coming massively from silvers. Okay, so let's make sure that the ones we click aren't using SS's for 2s. Don't know if I should doing it with 3s either, but because I'm probably going to need all these SS's later. However, if you notice here, this is going really quick. And I've got tons of elementals, so I don't have to worry about that. So now we have all these 2s. Going to drop into the 3s. Still be a little, touchy on whether we take up which ones. So let's go ahead and start from the bottom here. Obviously, it looks like we're getting a whole lot of greens now. Not so many reds or blues. Looks like they're still getting a decent amount. But green is overwhelming, or wind is overwhelming. I don't want to use this one because that's 3 SS's. So I'm not going to click that one. 4s, let's see here. Now this is the one I'm working on. I just took her up. So I'm going to take her up to 4 also. Him I'm going to want for the Doom Tower. So I'll take him on up. I want one of these for the Doom Tower. So those ones are going to go up for use. I could take her to 5, but that is not currently what I want to do. Okay, so I said I would work on Secret Dancer skills. Since I have so many of her at the moment. Normally this isn't one of the ones you might want to take up right away, but considering this is her extra attack that she uses, you probably do want to take it up first. Now, since I am starting to run out of Secret Dancer, I'm not going to do the 2. See, right there's 2. I would rather take all of them up to 3 first, since they only take 1 each. That way I get the most out of her. So, now this is 40% hit point level. 50%, let's see, 60% chance of executing a coordinated attack, dealing 120% physical damage. Stabs one enemy 4 times in a row and causes 88%, but this is damage increased to 96% now with a 2-turn cooldown. And attacks one enemy 115% damage, 30% chance of stunning. So for now, that's pretty much, since I only have 1 left, that's all I can do with her on leveling her skills. Evolution, I could take her up 1,000 there. Yeah, I'm not going to run out anytime soon. And it looks like I can use any of these 3s, which is good. But currently, I would like to try and take up somebody else. I do have a level 4 dark sitting there, so I would like to take this dark up as well, because one thing I noticed last night is now the level 4s do take their own color to be able to evo. As you see, I have none of them, so I'm going to take this 3 so I can take him up. And I can use any of these. So I'll use a couple of those. Okay, so let's back up. We have 2 4s of him. This one already has experience into him, so obviously I'm going to use it there. I'm going to use him instead of the other one. And I already have a dark 5 there. Okay, so now I have 2 dark 5s. She has 118 level, so I'll use him into her. Now you see that is any color 5. Dark 6. But since she is a 6, let's go see something else, which is the whole reason for her creation. Evo, dark 6. Look at that. Now, this is a 7 using a dark 6 to go up. Now she is my second Evo 8. Which I want to take a second and show you. Right here, that is a massive kick. And no need to upgrade since you already had that. Obviously, not going to happen anytime soon. But, and this is maxed out. I do not have any other skin. There is no other skin for her. Now, if I want to take her and star her, which is why I have that other one still sitting there, I must take the other version of her to 4 before I can star this one. Which is also another reason why I took her up. So, let's see what we've got. I do have 2 darks. Do I have 2 dark 1s? Yes, I do. Not enough phantoms to evolve. Oh, it takes 4. Never mind. Okay, so let's go back here and see. I do not have enough darks. Not even unless I took him and I'm using him for my other LOS, obviously. which I could have taken him up instead of her, but she is an active member. He's not so active at the moment. So even though I dumped 130 epics and 170 silvers, I still can't go any farther with her today. Now what's hurting that is the fact that it's all darks that you have to have for a lot of the different levels. Not for every single one, but for a lot of them, yes. Now, let's see what we can do. I still want to leave her at tier 3 without messing with her. And these ones of her I need for that. So, I have 1-4 here, which I wanted to save. Along with that one I wanted to save, but I'm going to probably use this one to create another green. Let's see what I can do with him instead though. Evo, any 3s, so let's use those 2. Okay, so 1 green 4, which would be the one that I'm trying to save. Or I can go here and create another green 4. Well, let's do this the easy way. Wind. What do we have? Bunch of SS's that I'm trying to save. So yes, I mean, I'm getting some stuff, but a lot of this stuff, I mean, like Clock here. All 4 of those I need to save for when I want to star him out. Let alone, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I already have his skills done from before, I'd have to dump all those into there. So you're going to spend a lot of time farming the SS versions of ones you already have, which is going to prove, in my opinion, to be a pain in the butt. Because I need to take these to 4 before I can star him. Well, I also need to take them up so that I can take him to 8. So I probably have to, if I really want to do this today, instead of taking up my King Argon, or even her, which I'm not going to do, but if I wanted to take up the King Argon, I need a lot more King Argons. Problem with that, I will show you the problem with that. Phantom Abode. There is no King Argons in here. You do have her, and him. Those are 3 of the most useful ones out of here. Still don't know whether she's any good nowadays. But when you look at these 2 here are always the same, all the way down. There is no LOS in here anymore, unless I've missed him somewhere along the line. It's all these, and they're both A's. How and what way does that help you level ones that you need to farm? Which leaves you, you know, you get this here, sure, Merlin, right there, boom. But I'll show you hard. It's the same thing, except for now they're standard S's. And once again, it's the same ones all the way down the line. There's no chance to farm different ones. Now let's see. I think it's this one. Yep. This one here on stage 11 used to be Bloody Overload. On stage 9 used to be LOS. No chance to farm either one of those guys anymore, or even any of their pieces. You're stuck with these little guys or the ones that are at the end. Now I cannot currently get past, but I have got 3 of them so far. But when you look at them, there are SS's in here. But once again, it's the same SS's all the way down the row. But I would have to clear this first, which I cannot do. I will show you Waste a little bit of energy. 334s. Which means I'm stopped right there. Even with her being 200 now and him being 200, it ain't happening. Done. Anything over 300, you're toast. I don't even have these ones maxed out so that I can get to the end. And I'll show you. Don't know how I got 2 stars on these last night, but I had it set to auto. Those 3 always go after them. I mean, like, I don't know what their percentage is, but it seems like every time somebody attacks, here it's making a liar out of me. But it seems like, last night, every time somebody would attack, all 3 of those would smack them. Now, with the new armor on, the player character does tend to last a little bit longer. But as far as I'm going to get on any of these is 2-star. Even the Merlin with his new totally skilled out, or totally booked out, isn't doing much. And once again, the Reflect killed. Got a white 4-star rune, which is pretty much useless. So farming Phantom Abode, once you get to a certain level, unless you're going after Haley, Dreamcatcher, or one of these other ones that's pretty useful, for hard, that's all you're going to get. I don't know about Incubus. Probably pretty nasty, but can't even check it out. Maybe in these higher levels is what I'm thinking. Maybe in Hell or Incubus, we'll finally run into some others other than just these little midgets that don't do much. I could farm these for green. I can farm these for the blue ones. And I can farm these ones for green again. Now, that's awesome. But, sure, it's 3 SS's. But until I get some more level or some higher runes or something, those are the only characters I'm going to be able to take up is green, white, well, green, or blue. So, that is pretty much, I mean, the S's are okay, but you can't go to 4 with them. Demon Tower, I've managed to go quite far on this guy. However, Wolf Demon stops me at 11. King of Fiery Dragons, once again, stops me at 11. Now, I used to be clear in the, let's see, I was at 19 on both of them before. Not happening this time. At least not for a while. Can't wait to see this one. Looks cool. Let's see, Demon Tower, or Towers. Daily quest. Let's show the Goblin Tower, okay? Obviously, I beat it, or it wouldn't even let me do this. Let that play for a second. Now, in the one that's running on the regular servers, Doing this is nowhere near as effective as doing um, clan boss or the clan goblin. But we'll go ahead and take a look see. Let you see what kind of gold we do get from it. Maybe these will become useful. Um, but even if they're running the gold boost, this is much more ineffective because it takes so long to clear the dungeon that the gold boost, if it takes you 10 minutes to clear this dungeon to get 100k, but yet you can kill the other goblin and get that same 100k in 30 seconds, this is pretty much useless. No matter what level they put it at, no matter how high they put it at, if it takes you 10 minutes compared to 1 minute, well, 30 seconds, whatever, this is useless. So the other goblin I'm talking about is right here. This one. Level 140, 240k. So see, hardly any time at all. Before I even got done typing the message, he was dead. Still the best way to farm gold, no matter what. Okay, so I spent all that energy today, and I still can't take my other guys up because I'm not getting any gold books. No chances at getting SSs there. The only chances to get SSs is through epics, which, if you look at the prices for them are outrageous, and for what you get. I had to buy Bloody Overlord with crystals last night. LOS and Puppet were the only thing out of 130 epics that I got that was any good. The rest was all scrap. Let's see. Now I'm saving that LOS, but who knows? Maybe I can take him up and get a 1-star on my LOS that I currently have. Well, here's a good use for these things. Let's see. Did I get experience out of mixing those in with him? No. Still level 1, which means they are totally and utterly useless. See what fires we can make. There's one. And if you notice, they're not even being mixed in with this anymore. So I have to manually go through the fires to Evo these guys, or use them for Evos, because they are useless. There's nothing good to do with them, except for use them for Evo food. So I'm going to manually Evo all of these experience things. So that I can have enough Fire Phantoms to hopefully get my new Bloody Overlord to level 4. Well, Evo 4. So that I can use him to star out my old Bloody Overlord. Now I know everybody's not expecting to be able to just take everything up immensely high level really quick, but putting things in the game that just take up space in epic books, that take up space in gold books, and then you get nothing good so that you can take your team up is bunk. Now, if you're wondering what bunk means, it means terrible. It means, it's pretty useless. It's does not help you any way, shape, or form, and makes it so that you get more angry than you do anything else. Getting those out of epic books is exactly where I got all of those. These little flamey guys, I got them all out of epic books. Why would I want something like that out of something that I just spent real life money for a game when there's so much other things that could be in there? The percentage of the drops is terrible. Like I said last night in my stream, unless they change it, I'm done spending all that money to level or to get epic books and get nothing out of them. Just done with it. It's a waste of my time, my effort, and most importantly, my real life money that I could be spending it on something that's actually going to give me something. Okay, so he's now level 4. You saw it here. Oh, that's a nice touch. You don't have to go back out. You can just unlock them right there. And now my main 200 level is now 200 level with a star. So Evo 8 star. And as you see here, this is what jumped up. And for a star, I mean, that's not too impressive. But those extra bonuses do end up multiplying a little bit here. He's now got almost 3 million hit points. Physical attack is almost 300k. His magic attack, which is what my runes boost the most, is over 500k. Physical defense and all that is doing good. Speed did not change, and none of the rest of this did. So we still got a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 2 here. Now, where do you see the, there it is, the little star at the bottom that is not on any of these other guys. That is the one little star that they add. The crazy part is I guess now I have to go in and level him. So let's hit evolution. Oh, no, that's evolution. Upgrade, there we go. Okay, so we got 334,000 plus 422,000 experience. That 205, 210, and these are going up as I'm clicking them. He is now at 220. So, at 220, you notice his stats did go up. He is over 3 million hit points. Um, looks like we're at over 600k magic attack. Defenses went up nicely. So the star point, yep, at 220 may make a difference. Now, yes, some people might look at this and go, why haven't you taken her up? Well, most people I've talked to says that now she hits like a wet noodle. So taking a bloody overlord up makes more sense. Let's take a look. I know I can't do anything with her. So let's look at him solo here. See what I can do. She's not going anywhere. Not a lot of light side characters. I seriously doubt I could create enough without having to tap into these guys or tap into these, which I still need one more of those so that I can 4-star him. And that is approximately, let's see, 1, 2 to make a 5, 1, 2 to make another 5, which would take him to 200. Then I will need 4 more 4s to get him to 4 stars. And opening over 300 books didn't even get me close enough to take him up. I have to farm him more so that I can get enough light side characters to be able to take him up. Light side phantoms, excuse me. Okay, so we looked at him. Let's see what we got here. I know I've got a little bit of stuff for him. I'm not going to use these. I'm not going to use him or her. Those are all really good. I can use him. I was thinking about not, because he does have some bonuses. But if you look here, a lot of green A's. Look at this. They're all mixed into here, and there's no way to sort still. Well, looks like we got some here, though. So let's do those. Save me a little bit of time, at least. There's one. Now, another thing you notice, I did take up a lot of greens, used a lot of green. And if you paid much attention, I'm almost out of the elementals for green, the level 1 ones. Yet again. Even though when I started, I had 179 of those. So I'll end up having to farm more of those too. I don't know if I've got enough to keep going with her, or with, taking clock up. Just wanted to take a look real quick. Okay, so wind. Let's use these A's. And there goes 4 more. Well, not yet. Now I have to use 4 is what I meant. Luckily, we don't have to use them to go up to 1. But in my opinion, I mean, if you're going to Evo 1, you should use 1s. If you're going to Evo 2, you should have to use 2s. That way you don't constantly drain yourself so much of all the Evo elements. Okay, so that's the last one of the last one I can make. So let's go here. Make it 2, 3, 4. Still only got 1 left. 2s. All I have is her. And that is an S version. let's see something. To go to that white SS3. This must be 2 green 2s. Which, once again, just drains you of all the greens you need to take it up, because you got to use greens. Got to use greens. Got to use. You get the idea. It's kind of annoying. And all these pieces, I don't know, are they even useful anymore? Let's see what the resonance here. Current resources, level 180. And these, I could have swore I got them last night, but now all of a sudden they're not there in my inventory. But I could use an SS, well, 2 SSs to do that if I had this, which I don't. They're not showing in my inventory. And I got like 5 stacks of 2,500 of those, but they're not here now. I don't have them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't have a clue. So that's as far as I can go for taking clock up. Besides that, let's see. Merlin, even though I farmed the snot out of him today, I do not have a light side 6 except for her, and that is not happening. Because Ancaris, I don't care what anybody says, is still nasty. She's still got potential in the right team. Him, yep, same thing. Not going anywhere. I put a lot of work into taking him up. And now I can take her up so that I can get my puppet a 1-star. But since I spent all that to get my puppet up, as you can see, I don't have much left. But it looks like I have enough to take her to 1. Oh, no I don't. She is 1. I don't have enough to take her to 2. I believe that's all I can do for them. The only one I didn't really try is here. She's a 4. There's 2 4s, but good thing for me, I only need 1, and this guy was the one I messed up on a long time ago, and I finally get to use that 4 to do something with it. So Haley, you finally get to go up to 5. Now I'm going to need another 5, which I don't have. And I want to save him. Here, I'll show you why. Sea protection. And for the blues, I think that's going to be beneficial. Even though I also believe that this percent chance should be at least 30 to 40%. 10% chance mitigate 50%, and incoming damage activate new turn for that member. Well, if this is going to be effective, you have to at least have it at 20%. Like I said, I believe it should go to 40% minimum to be more in line with some of the other characters that do that kind of thing. Freezing chance, you can take it to 50%. Comes in handy. Here, his damage is pretty nice, but could be better. Also can freeze here, has a chance to freeze. One of the better chances in the game. Let's see, attacks 2 enemies, causing 100%, 20%, reducing the resonance by 50%, or resistance by 50%. Now, if you have him and Bloody Overlord on the same team, then that gives you 2 people that attacks 2 people at the same time, you know, with their A1s. So not only do both of them have an AoE that hits all 4, but then their single also hits 2 people on top of it. So the 2 of them together could be very devastating, especially if this goes off. But the one thing that's hurting him the most is right here. this. That's pretty much, useless. I hardly ever see it go off. But he would make an awesome little tank with a little bit of revision on his stuff. Now Haley, I put some work into her. As you can see, maxed out all her stuff. Now she's 140. When the water tower comes up, she will be deadly. She was already beating it without any runes on it, all by herself, smoking everything. Unfortunately, right now I do not have any on her. I could put some on, but most of the ones I have left sitting in storage are pretty useless. And since there's no way to put them on without having to spend a whole buttload of money to take it back off, if you don't like the percentages down here, you can't even test it. And something I've noticed is when you do put the different runes on there together, the percentages change because the percentages stack on top of each other. So there's no way to see what you're going to get. So every time you put one on, you're going to have to hope that that's the best combination. And when you go through here, like with Haley, I would probably put an oppression set on, because she has this here. Extra damage to under control effects. Well, C power 3 times, deals 70%, and takes away the attack bar. Well, okay, so maybe the oppression is not the best for her. But it depends on also, once again, who you're running with her. So if you're not running with her or somebody else, you can go here with, which now it's a 4-piece to get both bonuses. I think I brought that up the other day. This is one of the newer runes. Impenetrable, gives resistance by 40, little 2-piece set bonus. Depends whether they fixed resistances or not, or how they actually work nowadays. Here, another 4-item set. Increase attack 10% start of the turn. That is kind of neat, and I liked it in the first one because, like, I had a 4-piece set of this on Chorus, and because Chorus does her buff one turn and then attacks the next, by the time she gets to her second turn to actually use her big smash, she's also getting a 20% bonus off of the heat rune. And I do have a couple pretty decent ones here. That one's not exactly the best. This one's not the best either, but it's also not bad. Gives you some defense. But once again, you want to go through your runes, see what you've got, set up. And you can't even store them on here without having to pull them back off anymore. I used to store my runes on people. Now this one with the other one that I've got would work well, but I don't have a 4-piece at 15. All I've got is 2 pieces because, frankly, you didn't need 4 pieces of them at that time. Now here's a couple 5-star new ones. Haven't done anything with them yet, but I mean, that's not too bad. Think it might go better on LOS, considering the fact that it's got the hit points, the magic attack, and the speed right there along with this. But that's Haley at 140, Evo 5. She'll be going up for my main team for the water. But there's some Evos and other stuff. I noticed somebody else came in here, well, a couple other people, so I'm going to go ahead and run through Takmir's Palace real quick, where you'll notice it is 6-star, 6-star gold. Easy is 6-star silver. Big difference in the stats. This is the new dungeon. The one that we've all gone up to, or anybody who's noticed over in Fenrir's Fang that this dungeon was there. we've all gone up to and tried to get into in the non-test server and been access denied. So now you get your first look at it if you haven't seen it already. I believe this is the first boss. Second boss. Now my Bloody Overlord, this is the first run since I turned him into a Evo 8 1-star. And it looks like he enjoyed that too much and got a lot of nice kick to him. So considering it only takes a 4-star or a 4 Evo 4 version of him to do that, it's pretty nice. He gets a big enough boost off of it that it's definitely worth doing. Because he almost one-shot that entire team, which he wasn't doing before. This is the second or the third boss. As you notice, she hits pretty hard. She just knocked Merlin for a loop. Good thing for me, I have a puppet. And we got a little bit of stun out of that, which put her on her backside. All of the abilities on all of the armors have been changed. Or added to, however you want to put it. And most of them say character. So the set bonuses are not as important if you're not worried about your character doing the damage. If you're worried about your character doing the damage, then the set bonuses are very important. If you're worried about your Phantom's doing all the damage for you, then I would advise getting the best stats on them as you possibly can for the transfer of ability, transfer of stats from your character to them. If you want a good mix of both, which is what I would actually recommend, then your character will be doing just as much damage as your Phantoms, which I believe is pretty cool. And there goes the first boss. This is hard. Here's the different stones you're going to need to take up your armors. And it looks like we got a piece of Cavalier, which is probably, this is the one that I want to get a 6-piece set up first, because the crit rate and then character physical and magic attack plus 40%. And the magic staff, which I don't like. I've used it, tested it. Still has the same abilities on it. Pretty much the weapons didn't change much, except for the little bonuses here. You notice this is no longer over 400, but you can also see the difference here compared to here for the purple versus the green. However, anytime I take this Scarlet Saber off because of this, I lose like 8 million attack on my stats. So we got some of these. Here's another Cavalier arm piece. You can see, obviously this one's level 12, so it's going to have the plus to the accuracy higher. But the rest of the stats are incredibly different, from a 5-star silver gold to a 5 or 6-star gold purple armor. So yeah, say that 6 times fast. This is neat. This is what the Jade has turned into. You get this, and then character transforms 35% damage into hit points. So, if you want another Jade set, you're going to get less attack here than what you'd get here, but you're going to be drinking hit points every time you attack. So, give or take. You might want to build a couple suits, see how the different suits work together. As you can see, though, also there's a 3-piece and a 6-piece bonus. So the 3-piece bonus here may very well be more than this, and you might be able to, go, or more than, you get what I mean. You might get more benefit out of this and this, but I doubt it, considering this and this is a lot higher. So it kind of depends whether you want to transfer damage and then just put a whole bunch of damage up in here on your extra stats. Another thing I've noticed is I'm seeing this kind of stuff. If you look at the difference, I am not seeing any last will, even when I rolled out quite a bit of them. You get all allies accuracy, you get all ally crit, all ally this and that. But I'm not seeing anything that affects enhancements over here anymore. This one I rolled out a couple of times, tried to get some more bonuses on it. Nothing. This here I've leveled. See the speed difference between 24 and 21. And these I rolled out too, ally speed, crit rate. But because I don't have these or these anymore, here, I'll just show you. Replace. It actually went up for once. Maybe they made a change. This is a 5-star gold that I got from the other dungeon. It's kind of neat that now it's not showing that I lose all that. That's only a 1,300 loss. So, but I still lose the speed, so it might be more beneficial before I put those 21s on to take them to 24. And let's do this. Go to the blacksmith. Another thing I want to take a minute to show you. I think I did it in one of my other videos, but it is beneficial and helpful in a couple different ways. We used to have the breaks. Break 100 times. Okay? But all it takes is these crystals here now. And there is no break chance. So as long as you've got the crystals, you can do this and max them out at 24 pretty quick. So now I will go over here to those new 24s. 5-star gold compared to 5-star silver. You see the differences between the two, along with me having a little bit of here. I wouldn't mind getting a regular, speed for myself here. And we gain 14,193. And still keep the same speed. Obviously, though, I am trying to get 6 stars. And some of these 6 stars are way more powerful. Let's go ahead. Putting on this back piece took my stuff up a lot. And here's your resistance join. That's new. You never had a resistance boost before. But it's going one at a time every time. So it starts off at 4. I would assume that means if it goes up 24 times that it would take it to 28 resistance on the back piece. I'm not going to take them up a huge amount, but if you notice, it's not taking any of this here. Unfortunately, this is to rework your armor now, to rework the extra stats. Now, these I've gotten very few of, and if you notice, this is the first time me taking the weapon up. Simply because I have not been getting very many of those. And that's the last time I can take it up. I'm already out. Armor, though, is a totally different story. You get quite a few of those. Just taking a second to look to see. Okay, so that is the same helmet that I had before, that would match my Jade set. Ran out of those. Looks like that's the same armor since it's, or the same one since it's green. This is green. So green uses one, purple uses a different. Gold, here's your golds. Now I could just take this arm piece up, but it's really not worth it since it's a 5-star silver compared to 6s. Tier 6 chest piece. I'm going to try and speed through it a little bit, use up some of them crystals. Take 16 once again, and I'll probably burn through those 200 really quick. But this is giving me hit points and magic and physical defense both. Kind of disappointing how low of an amount, but considering there's no breakage anymore, I will take it. Here's your difference. So another difference, let's see, extends. Didn't go up much, but it did go up. These were like in the 40,000s before, so together with everything I've done, those have gone up to 50k each. Her base stats now humongously different compared to what they were. And let's go back to Fenrir's Fang. Just to test and see how this plays now with a little bit of extra armor. Oh, I gotta try and remember how you get there. I said it's a new dungeon. Uh-oh. Trying to navigate through all the mobs is, and that's a dead end. Probably gonna get lost a few times here. Hopefully I can dodge these because currently the 386 smoke me. Now these, that shows you, along with this shows you what all you can get. All the different sets and the colors of them. Hell, you start getting the purple stars. And then Incubus. Looks like a ton of weapons. So, here's your weapons. Oh well, yeah, I clicked that instead. My bad. Okay, so let's go to Incubus. Okay, so you notice you're still going to get blues. You're still going to get greens, which is annoying considering it is super hard. I still don't think I can go in. Let's check. Oh, 386, I can go into it. Now that may change when they go to open release, but I'm pretty sure that I'm still going to get smoked by everything in here. Yeah, 455. Even with Bloody Overlord, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this one. At least not yet, because I'm still using the old runes. The new runes, oh, there's a freeze. The new runes go to 5-star runes, 6-star runes, and I'm still using the old ones, which come in at 4-star for the ones that I have, that I use, as you see. Oh, and that's another thing. It does not take you back to the start of the dungeon. You die exactly where you were, and they come back, and then the people just keep beating on you over and over and over and over, unless you can rapidly, jump out and move before they do. So I'm stuck there. I've tested that a few different times in a couple different dungeons, and it happens the same way every time. Won't even give you enough time to get to the leave instance. You saw I went immediately right back into battle. So, let's get rid of that. Go back into Heart. So the only difference, I mean, there is no gold armor anymore. The only thing that changes is you can get the purple armor, and then the stars on the armor changes. And that is the difference between them. Is the color of your stars. And the color of your stars changes the stats and everything. You still get greens, blues, and whites, which are still better than the old stuff. So when you first start, yes, it's going to be decent. But you can get some armor off of the little guys sometimes. And you notice a 200 puppet isn't doing much at all to them. I think if it wasn't for Bloody Overlord, I wouldn't even be able to run this. And my Merlin, which you saw didn't really, I mean, on some of them didn't do well. I've got him fully skilled out, but he's a 200. So truthfully, I don't know if I should, take his runes off and put LOS in here to see the difference. So even with me adding the 1 star to my Bloody Overlord, he's not able to one-shot these 305s. Now this is nasty. If you haven't seen it, because 3 of them, if you don't kill at least 1 or 2 of them, those 3 will sit there and revitalize each other. Meaning they're going to start healing and they can get all their health back possibly. Lucky for me, I have enough speed to be able to pummel them before they get that chance most of the time. But when I first came in here, I saw it where they did revitalize each other. I didn't even get a chance to do anything. I did damage, and then the next thing you know, they're fully healed. Just letting it run for a minute here. I've seen it a few times now, so to me it's old hat, but I want to let you guys take a look at the dungeon. That's the end boss, if you're curious. Okay, so there's the boss dead. Got a couple 6-star items. Dragonfire Axe, not really my cup of tea. Trying to decide whether what I want to do is put that stuff on or not. I mean, here's Cavalier, there's Cavalier. So I do have 3 of the Cavaliers there. That's still 5-star Cavalier. What I'm looking for is 6-star stuff, though. Like I said before, you don't see any boxes. There are no item boxes. And you don't get multiples. You only get a single piece of armor every time. Which, considering how hard it is to get armor, good armor, that's seriously disappointing. Okay, I don't want to have to run all the way back through them, so I'm going to do a little jump. And I'll show you, I want to test and see if I can get through it yet, but I'll show you exactly where I am in a storyline. Thank you for the follow, Bouncy. Sorry, it took me a second. Looking more at the game than the recording session. And in the chat, welcome though to everybody. It's pretty hard to get experience for your character. And considering each of the different things is locked to your character level, that's really frustrating. Okay, let's see if I can actually beat these guys or not. They're 386s, so probably not, considering 330s usually smoke me. Even with all the new stuff. And with Bloody Overlord being a 220. It doesn't look like I'm going to get through these guys yet. Oh, there goes the 200 down. Ooh, yep, there they went. Close though. Maybe if I had some more stun or something, I could get through them like that. It's another thing I haven't seen on the armor is the stuns and stuff now. Like I was saying last night, it might be a little bit different on the higher level armor, but that is 6-star gold, so. Well, I need to farm some more books. So I am going to, how much energy do I have? No energy jars, but I still have 8,000 there. So let's go buy a few. Oh yeah, helps if I use them, I guess. Okay, so one thing I want to do before I go anywhere else is right here so that I can get some more Merlins. Here so I can get some more dream catchers. And here so I can get more Haleys. And you can go down into the easies and do the same thing. They have a decent drop rate, but not as good as hard. Then I'm going to go to elementals. And let's burn off 640s. Yep, I'm going to have to get some more energy. Now it says you're supposed to get gold books, but I just ran earlier. I ran a full thing of them and got a whole. Went from 5 gold books to 8, but I gained 173 silvers. So gold book farming is difficult as well. I'm just going to max these so I've got it. You can't farm the dailies when you first shift over. I don't know how long it's going to take me to be able to farm the dailies anymore again. Um, However, I did get a huge amount of rank 1s elementals here when I did this earlier. Each one of them, I come back, I had like 170. So I used a bunch earlier, but you can see once I get down here, here's the new biggest one. Running at that, I only got 4, 4, 2, 2. Then you got these ones, and there's 200. There's another 56. So I didn't up very many light levels, or light ones. 15, yeah, I took those all the way down, trying to up other stuff. I still have all of these from before. There's rank 3s, rank 1s down here, the rank 2s. So I can't do much at the moment because I'm out of phantoms pretty much, and out of now diamonds because it takes so much to run all these and to try and get phantoms. I still have 2,700. I want to test something. I ran through this earlier. I got clear up to the 300 one. Now see, it says complete one time to unlock still, even though I beat it. But we got that there. And I beat it earlier on this stream. So you can see, max, send, still can't go through it. I can go through it manually, but I cannot do it here in the battle assistant. Gold though, I will tell you, it's still best to farm here. And then I've already got a macro set. Which, since he's still only 140, you can still smoke through it with very little problem. Obviously, the clan doesn't have anything built up enough to be able to give you a gold boost yet, since it's on the test server. That'll be totally different on the regular server. Costs 30 to run him. And some of those other gold through the gold caverns does get up there a little bit more, but it takes 10 minutes to run it. So this is instant, just boom, dead, and you can go through it really quick. Get your cash and run for the hills before they can take it back. I've already made, what, 200-300K doing this. And the other one, I wouldn't have even made a quarter of that yet. I'll go ahead and stop this so I don't just sit here and farm it forever. But I wanted to show you how fast you could run through them. And these little guys, they're useless now. Just totally. Arena, I haven't gone there today. Last time I was there, I was in 4th place. I don't know if any of the changes I've made on my characters today will make much of a difference or not, considering everybody is upgrading one after the other. Still in 4th place. I know Higher likes to see what happens when I attack him, but he's probably going to smoke me. His character's 454. These guys are very nasty. He's got them set up very well. And if you look, his Merlin's a 300. His Bloody Overlord's a 300, a 255, a 220. Only person who stood through the first attack was my character, and then they were down. So I'm going to just go down the list here and show you why I'm in fourth place. 300 on his Bloody, 240 on his Merlin, 220, 220. And Bloody finishes it. So J-Town is still smoking me without a problem, along with Higher Standard. Gru and I are pretty much, they were both from server 4. Those two were from server 1. They've got a long time over top of us, you know, so they've definitely had a lot more time to do stuff to us. Now that's surprising. Usually she used to smoke me every time, but if you notice, my clock goes first, his clock goes second, but yet his team gets the boost and I don't still. So that's a glitch that they still haven't fixed. Even though my clock goes first, I do not get the bonus in time. I'll let you see it again. Now you're going to see his puppet go, which means she's faster. My clock went, his clock went, but yet my bars did not go up, his bars did. Don't know what the difference there is, but for some reason it's been going like that for a long time on the regular servers, and it's still going now. Maybe if I change some of these up and boosted them up. Don't really want to waste my crystals, plus I don't think I have many left. One other thing I want to show, I'm getting close to the end of my stream. Is when you melt these down. You notice you get a whole 37. Now I'm going to melt down the ones that I don't necessarily want, keeping the 6 stars. Even the 6-star silvers. Getting rid of the 5s. Let's try call it. Nope. No. There we go. Level. Definitely get rid of the 3s and the 5s. The only thing I am keeping is just the 6s on this run. But even though I'm breaking down quite a bit of armor here, I'm not really getting much out of it. And as far as I can tell, unless I've missed Phantom Abodes or the other Phantom thing somewhere where we used to farm, you aren't getting much. Hello, Bouncy. I did get some of those, which was the first time, but it's probably because I'm breaking down ones that I already had some on. And here's the haul from it. Not very much. I'll show you why that's so disappointing. And that's because right here. Oops, wrong one. That's because of this reforging. Now, if you notice, we do not have the reforged stones anymore, which is another complaint by multiple people. But when you lock these down, I can't even reforge it because it takes 13,400 if you lock down 2. And $2,000 from just locking down 1, so you don't have to get that other ability. And I guarantee you, you're only going to get 1 gold extra stat at a time. But I don't even have enough with breaking those down to be able to add 1 new ability on there, which is accuracy +5, which isn't really a good one. So I'd probably just keep refining. But another reason that is so, what I would consider broken, is when you go to the battle assistant, do you even see that anymore? Where we used to go and farm it? Nope, not a bit. It's not even there anymore. If you go here, right there it is, Phantasm Morgia, not open, so maybe it'll come back, but currently it's not. Oh yeah, the gear's going to be crazy. Incubus is not open. King's Warrant still not open. The dailies are dang near impossible. Bootsy, you can go back through and watch this later. I cover a lot of this stuff, and I have a couple more streams from the last couple days that have a lot of other info that I haven't put into this one. These here are all for rune creation. Oh, you're doing the test too? Okay. So I don't have to go through a lot of this other stuff. Still disappointed here. I was really hoping that we could take these and break them down to the lower ones, but now all you can do is take them up to the higher ones. And some of these only go to 3. I mean, up here you see the fires go clear up to 5, but the wind you can only take to 3. Wind 2, and look at this. It double 2 3s. You see that? So that's kind of like maybe just a visual glitch. Who knows? Arthur's Trove. I haven't been getting any of these things. So that's, I don't know how useful that's going to be for farming silvers. The summonings, those are still there. Those, I've never been able to find them. Don't know where you get them, but they're still there. Nothing over here for the test server. Let's see. Idle. Character got experience. Okay, so this is about the only place I've seen that character gets experience. Because when I did all of, like 6 of these, 3 on easy and 3 on hard, and when I did all of these earlier and the 20 for the daily, I got no character experience, or at least not enough to take it past 386. I started on the test server 3 days ago at 383. I guess I'm going to have to ask Hire or one of these other guys if they're getting experience somewhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I always forget when people have different names on theirs. But, I mean, that's a lot of what I wanted to cover today. Is there anything Bouncy that you would like to see? Or, I mean, you're in the test too, so you've probably seen most of this already. But now that we have a couple of the other weapons, I want to show you. Those who might watch this at a later time. 9 million gone just by switching that one weapon out. And that's because of this right here, increased crit. There's my 9.2 million back. Oh yeah, LOS is gone. He's Bloody Overlord's gone. And I've been farming him. I've got like 90 some odd pieces, or 80 some odd pieces of him, I think. So I'll try and get another one from there. But he is, where is it? He is here. And I've got 4 more, so I might as well get another one so I can upgrade him a little bit more. But there's gold crystals now too. So you see I've got 121. I could get another Argon. Not necessarily real worried about it. Essence. Here's the Essence store. Looks like you can only get 1 purchase per 3 days. The only ones I would consider would be none of them because they're S's. If you really want to spend essence, I mean, I got 7.8 million, so I could grab one of each of those. I've never gotten over that. Yeah. Rebates still there. That's still there. They did change a couple of different things here. If you notice, now they have medium instead of just the starters, which is kind of interesting. Time keys. You can use 2 time keys to take it and switch 4 or higher Evo level. Let's see if I get lucky and get a decent one this time. I haven't been getting any of the good ones that I wanted. Not bad, but also not really what I wanted. Here's my current Bloody Overlord. I don't know why he decided to shift clear over on the side. Maybe he's being shy today. I don't think I would use any of those to take up his skills, but I mean, it might help some. Additional 50% damage to caused by Bloody Overlord's attacks. I've already got it at 75, but 100% might be interesting. Not too bad considering mine's not fully booked like some of the other guys' is. Now that 125 wouldn't be bad. But I obviously don't have enough crystals to make use of it. Just like, did you notice that the experienced demons or phantoms are useless now? 80 of 90. So yeah, I'm going to have to farm those on my main. 86 of 90. I'm going to have to farm more of those. I opened 130 epics last night and got 1 LOS and 1 puppet. That was it. Everything else was just trash. Total trash. But I think that's it for me for the day on streaming. I might come back in a few hours, but for now, I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to save that, and I may go into Phantom Abode and do some more farming, or in the elements and do more farming. You're welcome, Wolflar. I hope you guys, hope I helped out some. There are plenty of complaints that I have about it, and other people are having about it. I just hope that they take it into consideration. I know that they, then Fair and Lost Me have both have said that, you know, we're going to take it under your advisement and, you know, try and go your guys' way on some stuff. But it's going to make it take longer to release. Well, I know people are really getting tired of waiting on release. But I also guess I would like to have it released proper. And there goes my phone. So I'm going to mute my mic and then end the stream. Thank you for coming. Y'all have a good night.